Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. We're through the first quarter of the season. Hard to believe, I know, as we kick off in this Week 5 contest. And look at this return. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here's 2nd and 7. He's got Khalil Shakir. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Cope with a catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Commanders will have a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Go. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Has it down close. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
Fields out of the gun. His first offering of the game winds up incomplete. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Evans, the motion man here. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. And he officially gets them into the red zone before going out at the 20. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Brown on the inside give. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Going with Brown on the ground. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Washington. So, Brock, this offense looking sharpier in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Don't jump, ready?
They'll start this series with an option left. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So the defense decides to decline the penalty. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go, son. Go.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good.
First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Another score here in this first quarter, Brock, as they continue dominating in this opening frame.
You know what I love here, Kate? This defense is seizing on a sputtering opponent, and they're actively trying not just to defend the lead, but to add to it.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders push their lead to 21-zip already. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Fields coming back after the pick. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
From the 46. Diving right side, got it! That play good for 17 and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. That's the end of 1, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. The Commanders have an early lead. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Raiders in possession. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. Off play action, it's Fields. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
He lofts it deep left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So that brings up 4th and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Fields now on 4th. He's on the move. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs. From the gun, a give to Brown. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Now Daniels off the play action. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Play fake here, Daniels. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out?
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another try following the sack. On the move, headed right. Into the hands of Colt. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
On first down, here's Daniels. Getting out to his left. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders are running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. Ryland able to connect on the point after. And the Commanders grow their lead yet again. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. This return starts at the 5. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
They've got first down from the 31.
Here we go, son.
Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Ball on the 45, first and 10.
Here we go, son.
They put a receiver in motion here left. Fields on first down. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
From the 48. Hauled in by Dobbins. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's first and 10.
Here we go. Tonight.
Running it after the penalty. They'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Play made by Deron Payne. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
Here we go.
Receiver in motion, going left.
Tonight.
Play action, Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down.
Here we go, son. Tonight.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his third strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. First and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
A give now to Brown. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Throwing off the play fake here. Taking a big shot for the end zone. He's got it deep downfield. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders continue piling on to this lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion.
Set to kick off.
He fields it from the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Come on, set.
They'll run again with Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Offense up to the line fast. Brown can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this.
Raiders, nothing.
Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Go.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, If you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Running on second with White. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for Raiders first. New set of downs for him from the 46.
Here we go, son.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost. He busts those tackles.
And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that first down, and he went and got it.
1st and 10, it's a gift to White. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go.
Here's the option give to White. He gets the 1st and more inside the 15. And he's finally brought down at the 9. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Situational football. Looking at 1st and goal, these defenses know what's coming at them. More often than not, a run play. It really is better to throw the ball unless you've got a way to disguise the run, and there was no disguising on that one.
2nd and goal, he's headed right on the option. Knight, and is into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Has this at the 6. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Brown on the carry. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. Set, go.
Here's Brown again. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. That leaves him with 3rd and 9. On the handoff, this is Brown. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard on the run. That's going to set up 4th and 7. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That punt ends up a 36-yard kick. And it'll be Raider football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Motioning him from the slot right. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Motion man sent left. From the 31. That's incomplete left side.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Here we go, Scott.
Fields on third. Complete beyond the marker. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here we go.
They'll take an option to the right on first down. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a toss to White. And he's brought down for a loss. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Raiders football as we're just counting down this final quarter. This game seems out of hand. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Here we go, son. Hey, can. Go.
Fields out of the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Intended target there was Mike Evans. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Don't jump. Ready?
They do snap it. Here's Fields. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Here we go, son.
First down throw for Fields. Got a man. Bowers has it. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Raiders making the scoreboard look a touch better. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Okay, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fielded at the 7. A little revenge there from the coverage team after they gave up a pretty nice return. They've got first down from the 31. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Second down now, 7 to go.
At the 34-yard line.
On the ground, Brown. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Stuck to the ground, but nothing gained that time, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's throwing deep to the left side. Big gain downfield. A big 34-yard pickup there. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, Kit, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
And that falls incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Badgley able to knock it through. And the advantage now sits at 24.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach, because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Starting from the 5. Returns looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So following the return, looks like somebody's shaken up. Trainers out to determine how severe this may be. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good.
One of the tight ends motioning right.
Right.
On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Vegas first down.
135. Right.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Hits him on the out route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
Here we go. Tonight.
Working inside the red zone. And he makes the catch on the sideline. Oh, but they call it out of bounds. This close to 6.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go, son.
Fields to throw it. And the defender comes away with it. Breaks the tackle, still going. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Going with Brown on the ground. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders on their way to their 3rd win of the year. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Hey, check that, street.
Brown on the inside give. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run. You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock. They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. And with the start they had in that 1st quarter, Brock, it is no surprise to see them come away with a victory at the end. They really did all they could to put this out of reach early.